This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Gonna welcoming you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, July the 3rd, is a baseball outfield icon who is one of only a handful of modern players who did not use batting gloves. He would have a strange way of revealing how he toughened on his hands. But anyway, this man was a legend in baseball, especially for the Montreal Expos before playing for other teams. His name is Moises Alou, who's now 57 years old. Now, Moises Alou was born in Atlanta, Georgia. The reason why he was born in Georgia and not in the Dominican, like you might think, is because his father, Felipe Alou, was playing baseball with the Braves organization. But he always called himself as Dominican. Anyway, he would actually not play baseball till he attended a college in Redwood, California at age 18. But his bad speed and speed on the base paths led people to believe he was a good prospect. In fact, in '86, a couple years after he played baseball for the first time, he actually was drafted second overall by the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was a huge move. The Pirates really valued him. However, Pittsburgh would trade Alou to Montreal in 1990 in a big trade that had, I believe, Zane Smith move over to the Pirates from the Expos. It was called one of the worst trades the Pirates have ever made. Anyway, Felipe Alou was a coach for the Expos before becoming manager early '92. Alou unfortunately had a nasty ankle injury in '93 that robbed him of his speed. So he became a corner outfielder. And by '94 he would improve himself, batting .339, becoming the left fielder of the powerful '94 Montreal Expos. And yes, Moises Alou is a hero in All-Star Game history, as his base hit in the 10th inning won the National League, the All-Star Game. He looked pretty good. He would enjoy success at the plate in Montreal. And Montreal thought they had their big boy. But as a free agent, Alou signed with the Marlins for the '97 season, where he was the home run and RBI leader for the Marlins. 23 home runs, 115 RBIs. Getting the Marlins to the World Series, well, as a wildcard team. They were a wildcard team, took down the Giants in the NLDS and then beat the Braves in the NLCS to go to the World Series against Cleveland. Florida shocked the world by winning in 7 games. Of course, winning game 7 on home turf doesn't help matters if you're a Cleveland fan. But anyway, Alou actually batted .321 with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs in the World Series. Pretty good numbers. Unfortunately, Livan Hernandez was named World Series MVP. The Marlins, in breaking up their dreaded buying the pennant and then just making a fire sale, traded him to Houston. So Alou would hit 38 home runs and 124 RBIs, helping Astros win 102 games, but in the playoffs they just crumbled under the Atlanta machine. Unfortunately, though, he had to miss the '99 season because of a treadmill accident, which he tore his ACL. But he was stronger than ever. In 2000 and 2001, he batting .330 or better both years and drove in 108 RBIs per season. The Astros had budget problems and making him a free agent, so he signed a 3-year deal with the Cubs. After the 2002 season, Alou decided to dedicate himself and get a personal trainer. He did pretty well for himself. .280 with 22 home runs, 91 RBIs, and the Cubs looked good. Of course, Alou is famous for being part of one of the most infamous moments in NLCS / postseason baseball history. In Game 6 of the 2003 LCS with the Cubs up 3-0 and a chance to win this game and go on to the World Series against either the Yankees or Red Sox. That was not decided yet. Alou was aiming for a ball as it was floated to the foul. It was a foul ball in the stands, and Alou figured he had a chance at it and went up and tried to grab it but missed it, and unfortunately it landed in the row of fans with Steve Bartman deflecting it. Alou reached into the stands to catch the ball. I mean, if it was in the stands and he misses it, then it's a foul ball, no interference. It wasn't deemed interference by any stretch, because it broke the playing field, like from fair or foul ground. No, into the stands, sorry. And that was just terrible and all that. The Marlins would score 8 runs in that fateful 8th inning to win the game and win Game 7 as well. Alou openly admitted later in interviews that he was frustrated he couldn't have made the catch anyway. But then he denied making the statement, saying that it was only to make Bartman feel better. So Alou kind of was a little bit of a fill-in. By 2004, the Cubs kept him around. He had 39 home runs and 36 doubles, driving in 106 runs. So he would play with the Giants with his father Felipe. So he would play right field, but then moved to left field because of Barry Bonds' injuries. Alou stayed on with the Giants for a few seasons. In 2006, he had 22 home runs. That wasn't bad. But he went to free agency, and the Mets signed him to a 1-year deal worth $7 million. Unfortunately, a quad muscle problem would ruin Alou's 2007 season. He actually had a 30-game hitting streak, becoming the longest hitting streak by a player over the age of 40. Alou was playing outfield for Binghamton in Double-A, rehabbing his hernia injury, but unfortunately he would miss the 2008 season, and he would have to retire from baseball. So anyway, the Alou family was huge. I know that, with Felipe, Jesus, and Matty Alou. And then, Moises being Felipe's son. He was the youngest of 3 sons. And they were actually raised in the Dominican Republic. So yeah, Felipe was the manager of the Giants in 05 and 06, managing him alongside the Expos from 92 to 96, which was nice. Of course, Matty and Jesus, his uncles, his cousin is Mel Rojas, who was a pretty decent relief pitcher for the Expos. So anyway, him, Prince fielder Ken Griffey Jr. and Darrell Ward actually hit 20 home runs in a season. It's big because their fathers also hit 20 home runs in the season. Prince fielder, of course, his father was Cecil Felipe Alou birthed Moises Alou. Ken Griffey Jr. is Ken Griffey Sr. And Darrell Ward was... Who was Darrell Ward's father? I would say Turner Ward, but that can't be it. I don't know who his father was. Oh, Gary Ward. Gary Ward had a 20 home run season. I did not know that. But yeah, Moises Alou will always be an Expo legend in my eyes, despite him having some success with the Cubs. But the fact of the matter is, Alou may have been a villain for trying to hurt Steve Bartman, but the fans and that stupid Illinois governor, Blagojevich, or whatever his name is, basically said that, Bartman was a giant person who should never be around. Stupid Alou. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.